We're here on Kings Football Spotlight again this week with Monarch football coach Jeff Knarr. Coach, thanks for being with us again this week.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, it is week 9 and your Monarchs are heading to Annville, Pennsylvania to take on Lebanon Valley College in the Mid-Atlantic Conference contest on Saturday at 1 o'clock. But before we get to that game, let's do a quick review of last week's game at Albright. Coach, your team lost a tough 38-28 game against nationally ranked Albright, which came into the game with a 6-1 record. It's a game where you outplayed Albright in a lot of ways. Statistically, you outgained them offensively 344 yards to 238. Passing yards, you outpassed them 271 to 119. You had 22 first downs compared to their 15. But unfortunately, there were 4 big pass interceptions that really cost us. 2 returned for touchdowns, and all 4 led to a total of 24 points. How frustrating was that game considering how well you played in all the other areas?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was our kids, the positive was, we played well, at times. They just made, like we said, catastrophic, mistakes. And you can't do that when you're playing, anyone, especially a team, who's 24th in the country and, a very good football team, because they're going to be able to take advantage of that. And that's what happened. I mean, we made, we played well, even some of the kids that made mistakes, were doing good things in the game, and then they just made, a mistake, and then Albright was able to maximize, that mistake and escaped with a win. And so it's, a little frustrating there because, we did play very, very well. But that's the positive, that building forward is to continue to play that way and work hard, with our guys to eliminate, the mistakes that were made and why they were made, and find solutions there so that we can then, the good play will result in good, in good outcomes.
We'll talk about the attitude of the team during that adversity, because it was a tough situation with those turnovers, and those turnovers can make things very frustrating. But your kids never gave up. They kept fighting. It showed a lot of character.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great attitude, and we just talked about at halftime is that it was 24-7. We kind of gift wrapped everything, to them, and we just had to go back and do what we do, and keep battling and competing and being resilient, and understand we have 30 more minutes of football, and they keep battling back, and our kids did, and that's a credit to them, and that's what we love about them, and that's what makes them, in every football game is their competitiveness. They come ready to play. They're going to fight and battle. And be resilient for a whole 60 minutes, and then we as coaches just continue to work and try to put them in the best positions to be successful, to get them over that hump.
Well, Coach, let's look ahead to this week's game. 2 games left in the season. The team is heading down to Annville to face Lebanon Valley College. Lebanon Valley is a strong team. They're having a good year, and it's a challenge for us. We'll probably enter the game as the underdog, but it's a challenge for us to go down there and do some great things.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, similar to us styles. I mean, similar, defense, similar philosophy from an offensive standpoint. They're a very physical, football team, so our kids got to be ready to be in a physical, contest from there, and then, be able to come out there and compete like they've done every week, and it's I think probably their senior day, so their kids will be, fired up from there. It's the end of the year, and we have similar, records and everything, so it's going to be a well-played football game. It's going to boil down to, who makes the least amount of mistakes is probably going to win on Saturday.
Looking ahead at the Lebanon Valley offense, Coach, Lebanon Valley is ranked 2nd in the MAC in scoring with a 33.9 points per game average, and they are 3rd in MAC total yards with 391 per game. Their offense starts out with a big, strong, physical veteran offensive line, which features 2 seniors and 3 juniors. So talk about that unit up front.
Yeah, I mean, they're big, and they are physical, and then they do a good job, of creating holes, and then getting down the field and staying on their blocks. And it doesn't take much. I mean, they have a really talented running back. They've always had a good running back, and it starts with the run with them, and then it starts up front. But they have 5 veteran offensive linemen that work well together, and they've got a nice balance going. But with them, it starts with the run and their physicality.
Well, the Lebanon Valley running game is 2nd in the MAC with 245.8 yards, and the sophomore tailback Brandon Irving tops the MAC with 974 yards and averages 121.8 yards per game. Lebanon Valley always seems to have a running back that's near or at the top of the conference in rushing yards every year.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's their philosophy. They like to run the football, so you've got to have a guy that can get it done. And they've been able to get, good backs that, run hard, but also have, good speed and good vision, and then, works well with the O-line. I mean, he sees a hole, he's going to hit it. He can cut back, but he can also make yards, on his own. And they're usually athletic enough to be able to do things out of the backfield as catching the ball. And the Irving kid is a, just one in a long line of good running backs that Lebanon Valley's had.
Well, statistically speaking, Lebanon Valley's passing game is ranked 8th in the MAC, and that's probably a little bit deceiving because their running game is so good. But their passing game averages 144 yards per game, and their sophomore quarterback, Tim Perrone, has completed 58 of 106 passes for 774 yards, but he has 10 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. So it seems like he's a very smart player who doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, it kind of fits with what they want to do. I mean, they're running the ball there, and then they, the longer you sleep at the run, and you start sneaking up, and the next thing you know, they play action and get a big play. And then that's, they've done that against us in the past. So, the 10 touchdowns there, again, they're very efficient, and they pick when they're going to, throw the football and, and be able to get some big plays as you're worried about trying to control, their run game. And then their passing game is improving every week as they, kind of like us, graduated, a really good receiver, their quarterback. And then again, it takes time to get together and chemistry and an experience, and you just see the quarterback and the receivers, gaining more confidence in the pass game week in and week out.
We're trying to contain that offense is your defense at Kings, and the Monarchs are currently ranked 2nd in the MAC in pass defense, yielding only 170 yards per game through the air. But the team is going to have to really deal with the run first and foremost before it can address the pass.
Yeah, we talked to our kids, again, make sure we can match the physicality that Lev Val is going to bring, and we got to be able to control the run game and put them in situations where they have to throw the football and then not give up the big plays. 2 years ago, I thought we did match the physicality with them, but they big played us, big time, especially in the first half. And then last year, we minimized the big plays and did a good job in the run game there. So our kids know it's going to be a physical contest, and they got to be able to prepare for that and be able to control the run game and try to carry Lebanon Valley off schedule and put them in passing situations, which would hopefully play to our advantage.
Well, your offense has been getting on track the last few weeks. You're averaging close to 30 points a game, and the Lebanon Valley defense is ranked 5th in the conference and allowing 23.8 points per game. The Lev Val defense is 6th in the MAC and allowing 379 yards of total offense per game. Your offense is quite balanced, rushing and passing, and the Lebanon Valley defense seems to be in the middle of the pack in the conference against the run and the pass. So do you see any particular area of their defense where you might be able to have an advantage?
We still have to try to get that balance. I mean, they are very aggressive. They like a lot of pressure and twists, and they get their safeties involved in the run game and try to create advantages in the box, and then they put their safety in a lot of different positions and they blitz in different ways. So they do a lot of times trying to create confusion. So we got to make sure we're getting our calls and our line calls and our protections set the right way and not give them a big play because we aren't taking care of dotting the I's and crossing the T's before the play starts from that deal. And then we got to be able to establish the run. I mean, because again, they're they like to run the football and they like to try to stop the run, and they're going to get guys in the box to be able to do that. So we got to be able to run the ball, and that'll help open up our pass game from that standpoint. So we got to be able to handle when they put that safety in the box and handle their twists and their pressures and still maintain the balance that we've been able to do the last few weeks.
Coach, you have 2 games left in the season. What do these final 2 games mean to the program, but especially what does it mean to the senior class?
For the seniors, it's a chance again to go out, 5-5, which would get them to the point where the last 3 years, they've helped raise the program as we rebuilt it from where it was to now, where we can compete with everyone on our schedule, playing 500 football where it's a play or 2 away, in a great competitive conference that we're in, where we're just we're that close to pushing it through over the top to be able to be in title contention from there, and then they'd have the opportunity. If they get these last 2 wins, and especially the last win, to be a class that's won 3 Mayor Cups in a row. And I think that's been 12 years or so since the last time, or maybe the only time that Kings has done that. So they've done a lot to this program. They have a great legacy, and they have a chance to add to that with 2 games here left.
Well, Coach, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you very much for your time. And again, good luck to you and the Monarchs on Saturday when you travel to face Lebanon Valley College at 1 p.m. in Annville.
Thank you very much.